Ladies and gentlemen, it is 9 p.m. Amsterdam time. Welcome back to a new midweek update here. I'm, of course, the one and only Coin Baron. And again, what a strange roller coaster this market is. Early this week, we hit about 17 cents, and now CRO's looking at 14 cents, guys. What a roller coaster. However, no matter if we're going up on the roller coaster or going down, I want to give a big shout out here to Cliff, because Cliff already donated another 10 memberships, guys. So thank you so much, Cliff. You're always here. Same also to all the beautiful people. I see Pete, I see Björn, I see Teddy, I see Luca as well. Fitting Crypto. Good to see you guys. Welcome, welcome. How are you feeling? Bullish, bearish? Today's video, we're gonna do maybe a bit of cliff watching, because CRO is looking interesting. Looking very interesting. Last week we were talking about this setup here, the W setup. But so far it's breaking down now. There's one saving grace though. One saving grace that we need to talk about right now, right here. And that's the 200-day simple moving average. The 200-day simple moving average. So far, CRO bounced over the 200-day. No daily close yet below the 200-day. I think that will be an important one to watch today. And I think next Sunday, we're going to have a very important weekly close as well, because we're going to start Moonvember. Moonvember in about only a few more days. About 24 more hours before we're going to close Uptober. And what an Uptober has it been, ladies and gentlemen. Let me quickly go back now to the historic returns of CRO, of Bitcoin. Typically, October is looking good. And October will start to catch some momentum. And then we finish it in November or potentially December. But this October is minus 6%. Still though, if anyone is wondering, am I bearish? Is the bull market over? I, guys, am not really that terrified, because take a look here at September. September was plus 5%. Nobody was expecting a plus 5% in September. Everybody was screaming, oh no, it's September. You know, wake me up when September ends. So I was thinking, okay, yeah, well, if September is going to be green, and maybe October this time around is red. It's not every time the same. However, seasonality is a thing, guys. Seasonality is a thing. Give me one sec, guys. Let me fix my cam. Govember. Joni, it is an exhausting market. It definitely is. I'm gonna be honest. If you asked me, you know, 3 years ago, is it now, give or take, have we seen the peak for CRO? I would say yes, based on this chart here. Let me bring up the Bitcoin chart, guys. They were even following for a long time. So here we have the Bitcoin chart with basically all the cycles so far. And according to that chart, we should be now heading into a CRO all-time high. Heading into a CRO and a Bitcoin all-time high at about where we are now. But this cycle is, I think, playing out differently. I'm not selling. And I might have said in the past, I might be selling in Q4. I haven't seen any of the typical peak indicators yet. So I'm not going to throw away all my knowledge of the previous cycles as, well, garbage. I think there's still definitely value in the knowledge of previous cycles. However, the time is going to be different. Am I thinking Q4? I'm still thinking Q4. But I don't think November will be it. Not necessarily. Not necessarily. Will Johnson. I'm just getting bored of crypto now. I wish I just stayed in cash and lost less money via inflation. You lost money? Okay, do you mind sharing your buying average, Will? I'm still in profit. Even if CRO goes to 13 cents, 12, I'm still in profit personally. Don J, is this the perfect time to buy more CRO if you're in my position? I don't give any financial advice. If though you have some spare cash, like you don't mind, putting it away, potentially losing it all, then I personally would say, yeah, we're getting into a very cheap zone. And why do I say that? I say that based on the rainbow chart, guys. Important. The rainbow chart is also bouncing perfectly. Again, so far at least. So far it seems 14 cents today has been the low. We have 4 more hours left on the daily. And the day, of course, is, well, also not over yet. This is looking fine so far. It's still looking to the upside. Even though we are now getting a bit off chart with also all 2021 overlay. I don't know where it is. Is this the one? No. Oh, well. We're still bouncing nicely on the dotted line here, the logarithmic regression band on the rainbow chart. And we're still in the green, meaning CRO is relatively cheap, right? That's my personal take on this. If all these subtle indicators we see are correct, then we might see a peak in Q1 rather than this year. That might be correct. That might be correct. It's also what Chris has been talking about. A strong Q1. Let's see though. CRO is garbage compared to BNB. CZ makes Chris looks like a joke. I disagree. I definitely disagree. And I think also, Mr. Richard, it's unfortunately not fair to compare those two tokens. Typically, we do see money flow from big alts into smaller alts. So I think it's more likely that we will see a 10x for CRO this cycle than a 10x for BNB. That's my personal expectation, though. That's my personal expectation. Okay, so Will Johnson. I'm still up on CRO, but I also got some bad coins like Axel. I also heard that basically all the meme coins are dying. All the meme coins are going down. Let me get up one random meme coin. Peanut. Peanut the squirrel. On Binance even. Ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch. That's, guys, I never liked altcoins like meme coins. If you bought it though, if you bought it like over here, mad gains. Like literally mad gains. But we're now getting back to where it started. All the gains are gone now, guys. Poor Mr. Peanut the squirrel. What you do say though is that like the OG meme coins, I'm talking Doge. Doge is doing pretty well, all things considered. It's holding on quite well to its value. From the lows, we had a market cap of about $7 billion. Currently, Doge is sitting at about 27. Almost a 5x. Not too bad, guys. Doge. Welcome. Don't forget to hit the like button. Strap in, guys. This roller coaster is a hard one. I'm not gonna lie. It's a very hard one, but together we might learn a thing or two. This, guys, was the overlay we were looking for. It's looking for a 10x. So, what I'm looking for is still this to continue. However, we are now truly deviating from the path. We are truly deviating from the path. Let's see, though, if we can get back up again. What I'm personally looking for Bitcoin specifically is if like, this is the daily chart. And we are just below the 200 days, so the blue line. However, if Bitcoin on the weekly will retest the 50 week, which is, by the way, here, the orange line at about 103, I will be very happy. And why is that, guys? Because typically, Bitcoin likes to grab liquidity at about the 50 week. at about the 50 week. So we're talking give or take 102. Rep liquidity go up. Rep liquidity go up. Rep liquidity go up? That's the question, of course. We don't know. I talked about this in the tweet, and I don't know. I don't think we'll hit it. Let me check if I can find the tweet, guys. But there's also like a max pain scenario still. A max pain scenario where I also see like CRO going back to 11 cents. Very temporarily, though. But it's about the VRPV score. And VRPV stands for volume profiles. Volume, basically, where's all the buying happening? Where's the most volume? Because where's a lot of volume, typically you also see a lot of support. We see a lot of support. Let me get the tweet here. I hate looking. VPRV. VPRV. I hate to look on Twitter. Twitter is like the worst platform to look for all tweets. If you guys want to follow me, by the way, it's at the Coin Baron. You can find me over here. Oh, this is, by the way, quite cool news before we continue. The Lion token has been very silent about the Lion token, but it's getting a major listing. It's getting a major listing here, coming soon on Kraken. I like that. Still working on this. Oh, this was, by the way, perfect. We filled all the CME gaps last week. That is looking very good. Let me check. Where is it? It's an old tweet. CRO is basically standing still, yeah. That's how it feels like. Ay. Oh, this is also an interesting one. Not the one I'm looking for, but you can see here that what Mr. Lucky is talking about, that we have a support zone at about the 14-cent range. And that's where we are now. Finding support. Ah, here it is. So we do have the VRPV zone. VPVR. Volume profiles. And that's exactly at about 97. So, like, worst case, we might see something like this playing out here. Going to 97. Test about 103 again. Before we might go up. Or it's over. Or it's over, right? Well, Will Johnson is saying, well, currently we see that other tokens are down about 7% and CRO is down only 3%. You can see the same thing also if you take a look at CRO Bitcoin. CRO Bitcoin is basically that silent. It's ranging in this exact range. Well, we do see that Bitcoin dominance is still mainly moving up. It's still mainly moving up here, the Bitcoin dominance. So the majority of altcoins are losing against Bitcoin. We see that Loaded Lion is funding my CRO bag with the 80% APY. Nice, welcome, Cyborg. I'm just wondering, Cyborg, is the price of Lion also not dropping more than CRO? Is the 80% sufficient to, you know, catch up with the diminishing returns really of Lion? I think it might be. Lion is a high risk, high reward play, if you ask me. Lion is a high risk, high reward play. Cookie, welcome. La Familia, hello. Good to see you, sir. Strapping in here for a new member. Thanks to Cliff. Cliff is a legend, guys. Friendly reminder before we start, this chat is about Crypto.com, CRO and altcoins and the CRO chain. Please treat other people as you would like to be treated yourself. You know, Peters is keeping the rules here, guys. Keeping scores. 3 strikes and you're out. 3 strikes. Zerka, welcome. Good to see you, man. I see that many people feel the pain. I get it, guys. Teddy's asking, are we going into Moonvember or Dumpvember? So I want to say the following. So we talked about the historic rates. And the historic rates are saying, well, October should have been green, but September should have been red. So a switcheroo here. A switcheroo. November, though, November is where CRO typically shines. And yes, I know things can be different, but let's talk about seasonality quickly, because we have some seasonality charts that I want to bring up. Let me bring up these seasonality charts here. It's hard to really see this. Okay, so let me just show you this one. I think this is the cleanest one, because if we enter also 2021, it's completely out of perspective. But what you can see, even in 2022, in 2023 and 2024, we do see that typically in November, it starts going up, right? So if we're going to follow the seasonality of CRO, you can see that we are now basically on track where it starts to go up parabolically. Is that luck? Is that coincidence? I don't really think so. I don't think it is coincidence. There are a few reasons why I think it's no coincidence. And let me start with the stock market. We do know that typically, leading up to Christmas, the stock market also show a great seasonal effect. So that we see crypto moon in November, December, October, it's no coincidence. It's coming really from the stock market. But what's also interesting is that typically we see big announcements by crypto.com around November. And it is just a thought here. Are we going to see big announcements again in November? Stablecoin, Burn, Cronos 1, AI. I don't know, of course. That's no guarantee. Might we see one more surprise as well? I don't know. What I do know is that Crypto.com loves giving us surprises out of nowhere. What I hate though, guys, unfortunately, what I really like to listen back to sometimes, I really like to listen back to the original AMAs with Chris. But unfortunately, they removed their YouTube AMAs older than the one in March, if I'm correct. No, in April. So unfortunately, I can't listen back to those, but those typically give great insights. Luckily, though, I did record a summary video of the previous AMA. So if you're still looking for like little clips of what Chris mentioned, check out the previous AMA videos I did. I'm a believer, though, still of November, December. It can be huge. Absolutely huge. Sky Blue, welcome. I see Ifoni. Welcome, guys. Good to see you. You guys aren't that bearish, are you? Crow's going up again. We're seeing, you can't see it, but a slight pump now. Slight pump. It's okay. I sign for it. As long as we close above the 200-day, I'm going to be a happy Baron today. And even if Bitcoin like has a quick dip down, let's say tomorrow Bitcoin goes down $3,000 more, and we close the month at about here, or we might even jump back within the same day, I'm still fine. Cookie saying, well, we got major market manipulation. And Cookie's still waiting for altcoin season. I believe, Cookie, that altcoin season is coming still. People say I'm crazy. No, the fundamentals are different. What I'm seeing here is the very typical setup of how we typically see altcoin season, coming into fruition. And a good thing as well, yesterday, guys, of course, I think was a sell the news event. We did get the rate cut by the Fed, and we also got the announcement for the end of quantitative tightening. Both ingredients here, the end of quantitative tightening and also the lowering of interest rates, are great ingredients for altcoins. Well, we really are waiting for those quantitative easing, but okay. What spooked a lot of people, though, was yesterday we got Jerome Powell saying that if you take a look at the next month, the next FOMC meeting, I'm talking about the 10th of December, there is no foregone conclusion that we're going to see a rate cut. The FOMC, the meeting itself, the members of the Fed are really, really divided. More divided than ever. More divided than... Typically, when they make a decision, it's an unanimous, like everybody agrees with the same rate. What happened yesterday is that one member was in favor of a 50 basis point cut, like a big one. But there's also one member that was in favor of no cut at all. And the rest was, of course, in favor for that cut. So in the end, there was a cut. Great news. Fundamentally great news. How low can we go CRO-wise? So what we talked about, if we see this scenario playing out, I do see that CRO can go to 11 cents once more. Maybe even like a... Nah. Some people say we fill the wick at 9. I think that would be... Nah, I still don't believe that. I tweeted this in October. 11 cents. I'm sticking to my guns here, 11 cents. Like worst case. We also got Wolvember. Isn't it tomorrow Halloween? Like, are there any merry holders here, guys? This should be the time to shine. Where are the merry holders? Please, guys. Put your hand up. We need news on the CRO burns. I think, sir, we have to wait and see. We know it's confirmed. It's coming. But how? When? That's the question, of course. That's the question. Guys, I'm going through chat one by one. So if you have a question, stay here. Don't forget to hit the like button. We're going to get through all the chats. I know the feelings. I know the feels right. It's a hard time. But together we can survive this, right? Together we can survive this. For anyone wondering, just coming in, I don't think the bear market has started yet based on the typical indicators. And I'm going to show you just one. I'm going to show you just one indicator why I don't think we are in a bear market yet. And you can make your own decision if you agree. That's a strong indicator that we're not yet in the bear market, that we haven't peaked yet. I want to show you the relative strength index, RSI, for Bitcoin on a monthly scale. You can see that all the tops that we have correspond with a big peak in the RSI. Above the 80 level at least. Some even above the 90 level. You can see, right? Big peaks here, big peaks here. Also big peaks here. One exception, like the true peak in the 2021 cycle was actually this one. But we did see at least one big major peak in the RSI. And we haven't seen that yet. Like we haven't even gone above 75. Only this. It would be a wildly different cycle if we don't even see a little parabolic part of the bull run. So far, it has been just like straight up for Bitcoin, but no parabolic move yet. I don't buy that. I just don't buy that. I don't buy that. Samurai again, welcome. Guys, don't forget to strap in. What Samurai is thinking, I believe this also is because of the big liquidation event that we had. People believe that it can happen again. And I think it's good that people get prepared. The other thing, though, that I have to say about that is that also this liquidation event was basically started also by a very big vulnerability. And they fixed that at Binance. They fixed the Oracle issue that started it all. So is it going to happen again? I think it will in the future. I think it will. Will it happen this soon? I don't think so. I think that's very unlikely. But people are still shaken. I think the sentiment is right there. And I think it's good that people think about their assets. Are you playing with leverage? Are you putting it on an exchange? Hey, Cliff again. Thank you so much, dude. It's crazy. Let me know, by the way, Cliff, if you still haven't, if these traps haven't arrived, I will just send you new ones because I think they should have arrived already by a long time. But I also sent like a personal note together with the strap. So I need to. Well, it was a good note. It was a good letter. Anyways, Cliff is bullish all the way. I will take profits and ride the bear with about 50% of my bag because CRO is just going to have massive moves in my own opinion. I agree there, sir. I agree. I agree there. Sky Blue, I'm down overall on my portfolio, but I joined at the start of the year, completely clueless. I'm learning along the way and have learned I bought at all the wrong times. That's the great thing, Sky Blue. I'm gonna be very honest. If you make money in your first cycle, you are doing amazing. I'm not saying it's impossible, but I will say the majority of people lose in their first cycle. It's true. Typically, only in the second cycle, they learn from their mistakes. However, it does seem like you are already learning from your mistakes in the first part of the cycle. So keep learning. I think that's a good thing, guy. Good thing. I'm here saying, it's done. Get over it and save for when Trump is out of office. I disagree, but let me know. Why is it over? Why is it over, sir? Let me know. Give me some arguments. Are we in trouble? I don't think so, Act. John. VNet will do nothing more than go to zero over the longer term. Same with the most of the meme coins. I think what we have seen were like Dogecoin is the exception, right? I think also Shiba Inu is still doing decently, and Pepe might be doing well. How is the Hippo doing? I lost the Hippo name. Jengu? No. It was a hard name. I lost it. The hippo. Yeah, the baby hippo. Or dwarf hippo. Even Eskar now is getting bearish. Eskar. Lighten up the mood, sir. I'll give you some arguments. Why do you think it's over? I'm all in for debate here. We just had the national elections yesterday, so we had a lot of debates on television, of course, but I'm glad it's over now. Big Rob is saying, well, we might continue this downward trend until mid-November, and then we might get a short uptrend that will stall in the beginning of December. We'll see. Like typical, I think this is like truly possible if we go back to the to the seasonality, guys. So what Mr. Rob is saying here is that we might see something like this again. We might see it going up in the middle of November and then stalling out like we have seen in 2023 and then also 2024. And then we might go down. If this move is parabolic, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. By the way, guys, I still 100% agree with my price prediction I made. Some people said to me, but Coin Baron, it's such an old video. Well, two things. You could have become a member. You could have seen it earlier, but it doesn't matter, guys, when I record the video. It's all about the prediction. Star Fox, welcome. I still think CRO is looking good, especially considering the government shutdown now. They are building infra and partnerships for healthy growth in retail and institutions. I think that's true. The only thing which I'm like not really they need to stay ahead with the game though. Like what we are seeing now is that left and right, people are creating stable coins. And where is the crypto.com stablecoin? We have seen the WLFi, the WorldFi, the World Liberty Financial US dollar. We've seen, I think, multiple banks starting to think about stablecoins. Like crypto.com needs to step up the game. They are behind 1 quarter. But I guess it's still an issue regarding like legalities. And I know one thing about crypto.com, right? And that's that they take the time, but when they do something, they do it the right way. Starfox is saying it's basically like paving a road and just waiting on the cars to come along and drive headlights in the see headlights in the distance. I like the analogy. I don't know the English word for that. I like the story you built about it. Hey Marcus, told you last week we're gonna go to 94k Bitcoin. We're not there yet, sir. And I still don't think we'll go to 94. Why necessarily 94, by the way? Like we talked about 97, but 94? Well, by the way, as close to 94 as well as close to like 116. So I don't know. I don't necessarily agree we're getting closer. I still, by the way, don't count out that tomorrow we see a gold candle out of nowhere. Like Bitcoin decides, well, this is it. We're gonna have Uptober anyways. We're gonna see a spooky gold candle tomorrow on Halloween. So if this China and US thing is going to go well, are we going to see upward move? I think wasn't the deal yesterday, mate? I think they had a quite short discussion and they moved up again. No financial advice, never. Hey, welcome Stanex. Is this a good time to stake CRO for the 5%? I would not stake CRO for 5% personally. They're offering anytime unstaking. Is that true? 10x. I've been looking for it, but I believe the CRO token is excluded from the new unstaking, anytime unstaking program. Unfortunately, it's not available in my country, so you have to check it out yourself. But I don't think that CRO is available in that program. I think it's only for Solana, Ethereum, and a few others. So check it out before you do it. I think 5%. Like the thing which I don't like about it, Stanex, is that you can't. Like, if you can't unstake at the exact moment you wanted to, you can miss out some crazy gains. And 5%, it's okay, but you also have alternatives, like, for example, the supercharger that will give you about, like, 2 to 3%, and there is no lockup. So I personally prefer that one if it's only 5%. If it's 20%, well, we might be talking differently. I really hope November brings positivity back to the crypto market. I hope so too. I don't really get it. Like, people are screaming like it's the end and it's over. Whereas Bitcoin is still above the 50 week. Bitcoin is still above 100k. We have seen like Bitcoin is hovering above $100,000 for forever now, and it's boring. I know it's boring, especially because we see gold breaking out. Like, gold is having a bit of a momentum now. Interesting, right? We have seen, though, I think this is a dead cat bounce. I think gold has seen its momentum here. Maybe even a bit of a head and shoulder here. Nice head and shoulder. For gold specifically. I think gold will go back to, give or take, over here. 3,500, and that might consolidate a bit longer. Of course, it's a bit of a question, but let's see. I think this rise up for gold has been too parabolic. It has to come back to earth. And money has to flow into Bitcoin as well. Alex, good to see you, man. Andrusha as well, Hot Lion. The Lion token, I mean, I think it's a community favorite, right? If you want to hold a meme token, it has to be Lion, in my opinion. But that's no financial advice, of course. Okay, so the Lion token you bought at 0.03 cents. Nice. It's a good buying price, or 0.3 cents. Trans King is asking, those AMAs, will they be found, are they maybe available on the Wayback Time Machine? I don't think they store videos. I think that would be too much storage capacity, Mr. Pete. For anyone asking about price targets, I think Zerka was very open about his exit strategy. Guys, if I can ask you one thing, or two things. First and foremost, think about your own exit strategy. And second, maybe come join the Discord and have a look and have a discussion about Zerka's exit plan. Because he has actual like percentages, prices, and also potential profit based where he's going to sell. In a bit of an Excel sheet kind of environment. So I think it's really interesting. So go to the Discord. Link is in the description down below. You have the video of the live stream. And while you're there, don't forget to hit the like button as well. It's really interesting. So what would you say in the case of CRO doesn't go anywhere in November, December of 2025? I would be surprised first and foremost. I would be surprised first and foremost. And yeah, I would say like time-wise, we are heading into new territory then. And we're definitely heading into new territory. Is that bad? Not necessarily, right? I think that we can go a lot higher, regardless. Andrusha hopes it might go all the way down to 12. If we get there, it's a great buying opportunity. In my, again, no financial advice, do your own research opinion. Cyborg is saying also, yeah, talking about Chris, he might be just waiting for the government to open back. Like, I'm going to be honest here. I don't truly believe that the ETF is going to change things massively. If you take a look at the H-bar and also the Litecoin ETF, demand is relatively small. However, I think the approval or the announcement of the ETF alone can be great. It might be buy the rumor, sell the news event. So you buy until the ETF actually goes live. And when the ETF goes live, it might be a bit of a sell the news event. But combine it with the government opening back up. And in it, like many things on top of each other can completely 180 sentiment within the community. Like Ethereum goes above 5,000. Ethereum goes, what, 6,000 maybe even. There could be a crazy sentiment changer. And right now, we are at high fear and greed levels. So fear is ruling the market. But that can flip so quickly, guys. People are crazy. Like emotions are so important in this market. One thing though, we're back above it's looking good. Like honestly, like if you take a look at the wicks here, we're setting so far, I have to say so far, we are setting some higher lows, which I do like. Cliff saying, CRO will blast off when people don't expect it to happen. It happens very fast. I was in the last run, and it was like a wow experience. Like, even the run to 39, that was crazy, wasn't it? And it was over with the blink of an eye. Like, it's almost like it didn't happen. It was 1 week. It was 1 week. But I don't think this is it, guys. It's you know what's the interesting part about this pump here? It just respected the logarithmic regression line again. Didn't go any higher than the logarithmic regression line. Like what we have seen here. it is the typical 4-wave cycle playing out once more for CRO. That's my belief. So let's do a bit of theory crafting here. Let's say we're gonna have a very similar approach here. How long after the peak? How long after the peak of the third wave? Let's assume this is a very similar third wave. How long did it take before we bottomed out? How long? 19 weeks. I think we can better use this one. I think this is a more fair approach. 10 weeks. 10 weeks. Where are we now? At about 10 weeks. At about 10 weeks. You could make the argument that we had the first peak here, but I think there was a scam wick that we only had on the OKX exchange. So this is, guys, the OKX exchange I'm using for the rainbow chart. I do not think we also had this on the crypto.com exchange. So if we see anything like this, we might be getting close to the bottom where we also see a reversal. So a bit of theory crafting, but basically if we complete a similar timeline, it is bottom and we go up again. Same as how it happened here, right? However, peak to peak, that's the question, right? Let's say we're going to see a very similar fourth wave. How long will it take from peak to peak? 30 weeks. 30 weeks. Where are we in 30 weeks? If we see, this is the week. This is the peak here on the 28th of August. I'm going to add 30 bars. That will be March. That will be March. Q1 2026. Some people have been saying, well, Q1, don't fade Q1. And there is one more argument, and that has to go back to the FOMC meeting we had yesterday. So if we go back now to the words of... Oh, I'm sorry, if you're getting a commercial, guys, it's annoying. I know I'm also getting a commercial now myself, which is weird, by the way, but YouTube Premium, it's a solution. Don't get an ad blocker, get YouTube Premium, because it also supports the channel, so thank you. But during the FOMC meeting, during the AMA, they did also talk about looking at balance sheet, I don't know the exact words, increasing the balance sheets again. That is basically saying we're getting quantitative easing. And what we have seen is that quantitative easing has been typically when altcoins make big moves. So, timeline. December 1st, we're getting quantitative tightening is stopping. Typically, after quantitative tightening ends, it takes a few months. In his latest, in that speech, he did mention, I think he said something along the lines of up to 6 months. But like at the latest 6 months, but I think he was mentioning 2 to 6 months. 2 to 6 months. 2 to 6 months. So let's say we might get quantitative easing to start in January or February. Well, could be a great thing. Cliff, thank you so much. Whoa, wait a minute, Cliff! I thought you donated 50 cents. That's 50 Canadian dollarinos. Thank you so much, Cliff. So at the top, CRO went to $1.30 in Canadian, and it happened so fast, so I don't give up. Chris is the best executive builder I've ever seen. He's the action man, and he's building for the future. Think dollars, not cents. I'm strapping in for that one, Cliff. I don't know why I deserve you. It's honestly, you are such a blast to have, man. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Crazy. Guys, hands up here for Cliff. How cold is it in Holland right now? It's do you understand Celsius? It's currently like 8. I don't know Fahrenheit. We might also see stealth QE, by the way. So QE is likely to be forced onto the Fed at the rate of the dollar markets are going up. So lending is drying up and the borrowing rates are being forced upwards above the Fed standard rates. That's true. They don't have a choice. Thank you, Cliff. Thank you so much. How many people are watching today? Welcome. It's a bloody Thursday, but still, we're smiling because we know, like Cliff is saying, we do know the potential, right? We do know the potential. So far, higher lows, higher lows. $80 people, wow, on a Thursday. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. Welcome, welcome. I'm going through all the questions, but give me a sec. It takes a long time. Crypto Alex, Crow's a huge disappointment. So, what's your average, if I may ask? Like, I'm gonna be honest, guys. Did I expect Crow to be higher than where it is now? Yes, I did so, because like previous cycles would say to us that we should have been higher. If you take a look at this Bitcoin chart here. However, like Crow is up like I think if you have been following along with the channel, you have had plenty of opportunity to buy in at about 7 cents. 7 to 8 cents. Doubling your money. Like if you are investing in any stocks, like doubling your money is still quite significant. So it's all about, you know, getting your average right, buying low, selling high, of course. Of course, I hope it goes higher. That's out of the question. But it's definitely no disappointment. Stacy, I mean, Stacy has been listening to the rainbow chart. Well done, Stacy. Well done. Pete is also saying, well, we might also get some emergency helicopter money. you know what the thing is also, I don't know exactly when the Jerome Powell's term is going to end, but he will be replaced by someone that Trump likes. And that someone is going to, I don't know, he's going to make money so cheap. He's going to boost the US economy in the short term like crazy. We'll see though. The people holding the dollars aren't lending them out, so the lending rate is increasing. Like debt is going into new highs. I'm not talking only about the US government debt. Also like people personal debt is going out of hand. Like that's one of the things, guys, I'm not really worried about, but like retail is having a hard time, you know, living, buying food. I even heard that, I don't know if this is true, but I have heard that due to the shutdown, like people are not getting food stamps anymore in the US. So I don't know how many exactly, but millions of people are having issues getting food on the table in like the biggest economy of the world. Ouch. Like food is important. Alexander is losing fade in Q4. We still have Moonvember, sir. Moonvember. I will be a buyer until I become a seller. Those are true words by a good trader. But don't forget to become a seller. Like many people, they buy and they forget to sell, and then they become a community member instead of a seller. You're welcome here on the channel, by the way. We got a good amount of community members here. I'm all out of crypto. We're in a bear market, people. Give us some arguments, Alex. Why are you out? Is it over? I don't think it's over. Cliff also bought some Lion tokens. The 80% APY lock is great, and it's all profit now. I took out all my investments around at about 7k. Nice, well done. It's actually a good play. I also only got like profits left in Lion, and I think it's crazy. I'm still a Lion millionaire. I still hope it goes up to like 10 cents this cycle. Currently at about 1. Shockwave is saying the Mars will never win. Everyone expected Uptober, and that's what will never happen because no one expects a bull run now after a Dumptober. I have seen this argument a lot, yeah. People are getting tricked. People are getting tricked. That's my personal belief as well, Shockwaves. Peter's saying about the 10th of October, the big liquidation event. There will always be some other technical issues causing this liquidation, but hopefully those who were burned this time will be adding more margin next time around. Well, yeah, so better health rates. I don't want to see more margins, like more leverage. Less leverage is, I think, better for the market in the end. So I don't know if you guys have seen the video, but we had, of course, a big announcement. We had a big announcement last week about the prediction markets built into Truth Social. I'm going to be honest, like Truth Social is a big platform, but also not like huge. Like I think it's relatively small. So building prediction markets in that same platform, let's say 1% of the platform will use the prediction market. It's still going to be relatively small. So I'm not like saying it's going to be a big game changer. What I like though, I like the momentum it created. Like CRO went to about 17 cents. And I was hoping for it to continue also this move to the upside. That would actually follow along with the overlay here. But unfortunately, it faded back down. It faded back down. That was unfortunate. What happened to Uptober? I think it got spooked, Mr. Sewell. Got spooked by Halloween this time around. So again, I think it's basically a case of, well, we basically front run the October pump already in September. We had an all-time high in September, if I'm correct. Or was it October? I think it might have been September. Guys, don't forget to hit the like button, strap in. We're getting very close to 10,000 subscribers. So please do me a favor, hit the subscribe button. Would actually mean the world to me if we can get 10,000 before the end of the year. Okay, I consider, Cliff, that those straps are lost. I will send you a new one. ASAP. ASAP. October Uptown left us with this mess. It was definitely a Sucktober. I like those, Trent. I like those. The hippo was called Mudang. Thank you, Marty. Thank you so much. Guys, I'm way behind on chat, so give me a sec. Raj is tuning in today from Ontario. That's Canada. Thanks to you guys, I'm learning so much about global places. Dayton is saying we've had the bull run popping on the 6th. It was an amazing run. I don't think it's over yet, Mr. Dayton. Also, we got somebody tuning in today from Santiago in Chile. Good to see you guys. Jojo as well. We might see 80 cents to $1. It is possible, but be realistic. I think so too, sir. I think so too. Don J, I have an average cost of about 8 cents. I'm gonna buy at about 40 cents now. Is my 8 cents gonna change, or is my yeah, so your average cost will change a little bit. It will go up because you're buying now at 14 cents, a bit more, so it will go up a bit higher. Peter's saying, I think there are a lot of people now who are becoming bearish because we are past the 4-year typical cycle now. We should have had the blow off top at about now. So people are getting scared by that. Makes total sense, right? I mean, things are not completely following the typical timeline. But also as a counter argument for that, guys, like Bitcoin, it created a new all-time high before the halving. So we haven't been following the timeline at all, like from the start, basically. Middle school kid, welcome. Good to see you, man. You have also a membership, thanks to Cliff. So people believe a 4-year cycle, but the FOMO potential is ridiculous. Market structure bill being pushed to pass by the end of the year. And also we have the government shutdown to end soon. It should be ending soonish, right? I mean, we're running into a new record. Is it? I think the old record is 34 days. We're now at day 30-ish. Bjorn is saying the next 6 weeks will be great. 6 weeks. Bjorn is expecting a top just before Christmas. Tau is keeping my portfolio strong. Not really into Tau myself, David. But I'm really happy you're doing well. Sky is saying, well, I don't predict any pumps until the government is back on. I think that's why we're holding back now so strongly. It's strange though, because what I do see is that the S&P is holding on quite well. Like yesterday it went, I think yesterday set a new all-time high. That's so crazy, isn't it? Like, guys, the S&P created a new all-time high yesterday, and Bitcoin is going down. Feels wrong to me. Feels very wrong to me. Crow stablecoin will make it easier to add dollar liquidity to the Crow chain as well. I think, especially for the Cronos chain, it will be huge. And also, like, I don't know if you... I don't think that you guys have seen this announcement yet by VVS, but VVS on the Cronos chain is going to add RWA trading. That's huge, and I think it might be combined also with the stablecoin for liquidity. Do you still hold on to your Crow? Yes, sir. I haven't sold a single Crow. Marty, to the earlier comment, yes, BNB is bigger and has a larger market cap. For the holders, Crow has given better returns unless you bought BNB super low years ago. Yeah, that's true. And I'm gonna be honest again. Also, if you if you bought BNB at the previous all-time high, you're now making more money because BNB did create a new all-time high. Crow hasn't. But Crow has better potential, in my opinion. Cyborg is saying, well, my Jade is unlocking in about 30 days. That's actually good timing. I want to say the following, guys. So for anyone being sad about Crow being so low and it's, you know, potentially being an extended cycle, if you're now staking, you're earning an additional few percent every month. And if you're buying groceries, if you're doing anything with your card, you're still earning Crow at a relatively cheap price. So you're earning more Crow for the same amount of dollars. So you can actually have a higher potential for profit when we're going to go to a parabolic runoff. People in the markets are unhappy because Jerome Powell said that a cut in December is not guaranteed. It's actually quite funny because after that, you got so many questions by journalists, and they were like really putting pressure on Jerome Powell while he did mention that. And I believe him. He was like, yeah, I'm basically saying that every this is not like a big deal. Hey, hello. It's very bad quality, but it's... Oh no. It's still working, guys. ChemFund is working. Here's a question for the clever people. Is there anywhere in DeFi where I can flexibly stake my CRO even if it's only like 2%? Yeah. It's CRO basically. You can try CRO, Mr. Trans, Mr. Pete. CRO is liquid CRO. It's not the necessarily staking. Or you can try a liquidity pool with CRO, CRO. It's you will have to pay a little fee. Like if you want to sell, it might cost you a little bit. Hey, lol, welcome. Good to see you guys. DJ, thank you so much. $3 Renos, thank you so much, sir. Make sure you buy yourself some CRO as well, guys. Thank you so much. Strapping in, DJ. Any question? Any suggestion? Let me know. I really appreciate it, sir. Most of the mid caps haven't reached their all-time high. I'm not worried. I'm also not really that worried. Bjorn, okay, let's start the computer fund. Thank you so much. €4.44. If anyone, by the way, I'm quite a PC gamer. If anyone's like, hey, I wanna play maybe some Battlefield with Coin Baron, join the Discord. You might be able to hit some games. How are we looking for the golden death cross for CRO? I think it's not even close to a death cross, and also not even close to that to a golden cross. So if anyone wondering what's a golden cross, what's a death cross, so we have the 50 day, and the 200 day, a long term and a short term average. You can see that this here was a golden cross. I also play PUBG. I'm rusty now. It's been a long time. But one of my favorite BR games. This is a golden cross. When a short-term average crosses a long-term average. Short-term average crosses a long-term average. A golden cross. A death cross would occur when basically a short-term average crosses a long-term average. So if we're going to keep trading here, we might get a death cross. I don't think that it will happen yet. This will be a death cross. We're still far away from that. If I want to make an analogy, or I can't do that here. That's unfortunate. This chart misses data, but basically, guys, we are typically staying above the golden cross line or death cross line for a long time before we hit that final wave. Shockwave had a dream about, you know, going to 30 cents. Got some good dreams, sir. Unfortunately, Law, no new info yet. If we get anything, I will make you up to date, of course. David is a CRO maxi. And a bit of Tau, right? So, regarding the direct unstaking, there is a fee. You have to pay, I think, up to like 2.5%. So, it's quite expensive. But it might be worth it, right? If you can sell at the moment, great. Chris is a joke. Well, I think to be honest, Chris is good at being a CEO in like the traditional sense. What many people want in more the crypto natives, they want people to be more like Brian Armstrong or CZ, very active with the community, very public figures. Chris is more like Jensen Huang, right? I don't know if you guys know Jensen Huang. Jensen Huang is the CEO of NVIDIA, and he knows how to do, of course, a keynote. But Jensen Huang doesn't even have Twitter. He doesn't want to, you know, make tweets about. Chris is more like the typical suit CEO, although I haven't really seen him wearing a suit. He's more like the the crypto.com hoodie guy in that sense, but he's more like, I think, numbers, figures, really, how do you say that? I would say not like people friendly. Like, I think he's not really a people person. I think still Chris is good in his job. That's, I think, the most important part here. Ultra, welcome. Good to see you, sir. Good afternoon, good evening. Guys, it's 10 o'clock Amsterdam time, and we have to end it off soon. Sorry, we might miss some questions for anyone just coming in. Peter's still watching $2 in about February or March. That might happen. If we're gonna listen to Chris. Chris said Q1. Strong Q1. One thing about the price prediction, Coin Baron, if Bitcoin goes higher than your predicted price, we could easily see a higher CRO price as well. I agree there. But I don't know how high Bitcoin will go. I truly don't know, Pete. So, of course, that has a big impact. But I think 150, I think even Michael Saylor talked about 150 this year. So I think 150 for Bitcoin is a decent prediction, and I like to listen to like decent prediction. The thing is, of course, that was the realistic target. We also have the bull case, of course. We always have the bull case. Morning as well, sir. We all have our expectations about the price from the market. You're welcome to have your own. Of course, guys, always do your own research. Come up with your own price predictions or price expectations. Kushino Crow, welcome. Let's pyramid to 20 cents. Seems smart according to the weekly Ishimoku cloud. I'm learning new things today, guys. Ishimoku. Sounds like the you got those candlesticks, those Japanese candlesticks. I lost the name of those. Sounds a bit like that one. The I lost even a name. How much CRO do you have? I'm sorry, I'm not going to answer that one. Enough. I've been holding since 2019. I'm holding a significant amount of CRO, sir. Don't you worry. Is it worth to lock your CRO? Not really, in my opinion. So the Ishimoku cloud is a measuring channel showing bull or bear movement. Interesting. I have to look at that, guys, when the stream ends. Hey, Jay Samuels, welcome. This is the first day I really considered selling. I didn't because I'm willing to lose it all for the pump. Good afternoon. Well, of course, Jay, always do what you feel best with. What I'm seeing though is that we are creating those higher lows, which I like to see. And even Bitcoin, you know, it's going lower, but not like very significantly, right? Even Bitcoin seems to be okay. This is a bit more like a double bottom here. Like if we're gonna close here, actually this is looking quite strong if you ask me. Bounce, bounce, bounce. Third bounce at about 106. Good, interesting. Good support. Shockwave is expecting a big pump tomorrow. Honestly, like, it would be the best outcome. Like, if we haven't seen this in a long time. But if you get like a 7% pump, or like let's say we're gonna have a 10% pump tomorrow. 10%. We're only back up to about 116, so not really unheard of, but it would create a green October. Like, that would be completely crazy. People will lose their mind. FOMO would start to kick in like very quickly. And the thing is, guys, it can happen. It can happen. So make sure you are strapped in, because we are seeing some crazy things left and right. Dumps that we don't expect, but also pumps that we don't expect. Oh yeah, Chris is wearing a suit to the White House. He knows how to dress up. I feel so bad for Zelensky, so the Prime Minister of the President of Ukraine, when he came in his army suit, and like he was talking about serious topics, and they were talking about, you know, what you're wearing now, that's not really okay. Chris learned from that. Do you think CRO can surpass the full rainbow chart? No. I don't think so, Shockwave. Let's keep the... I think the rainbow chart is a very good tool. It's a very good tool, and I don't think it is broken at this point. Will Mary pump tomorrow? It might do. Bit of seasonality, right? Hey, Blake, good to see you, sir. Following after a moon saber. Good to see you, Philip. Guys, it's again, it's past 10. I need to head off. I want to say a few things though to end the stream. So again, things can shift really quickly. Like 2 days ago, it was October in the green. Can it still be green? I don't know. At this point, I would say a 6% pump is... We haven't seen that in a long, long time. But it can happen, of course. It can happen, of course. It can happen, of course. What is interesting, though, is that also for CRO, we're now seeing a bit of a higher low situation, which I like to see. We're still going up according to the overlay here of 2021. So let's see if it will actually start to follow it a bit more precisely. And also, CRO is holding on to the 200-day. Those are the bullish things. We still have, though, the guys to test the 50-week for Bitcoin. Like, if Bitcoin wants to retest the 50-week, it could drop a bit more. If we're going to retest it, 103, nothing going to be crazy. Like, CRO might go to 13.5. Still nothing too crazy. If though we're going to retest lower levels, 97, we might see an 11-cent CRO. Like, it's... History is going to be made, I think, into... in one or two directions. One thing that you have to strap in. You have to strap in. That's the only thing I'm going to say, guys. Don't forget to hit the like button. Make sure you check in for tomorrow's video. Saturday, another video as well. And Sunday, we'll have a new live stream. And don't forget to join the Discord, because we're going to do a free ticket for Bitcoin Amsterdam. Yes, free ticket for Bitcoin Amsterdam. Don't forget to join the Discord. On Sunday, we will do the raffle. So if you want to come to Amsterdam, join the meetup. We're going to do a meetup with a few crazy people in Amsterdam. So join us if you want to. Strap in. Enjoy. Enjoy, guys. Have a good one. Bye-bye-bye.